We have some news for you. The fight between Ripple and the SEC is almost over. We will also talk about Tethers during this talk. Yes, Tether does say bad things about Ripple. I think they are scared, which is strange. Tether might be afraid that Ripple will make a stablecoin for everyone. We're going to talk about that, so I want to jump right in. I want to make sure that everything has been talked about. Bitcoin prices are down 1.6% right now, at 61.273. Ethereum is selling at 315, which is 4.39% lower than it was yesterday. The US dollar and the US coin are both at their dollar pegs. It's terrible. It's called XRP. It's painful. I'm not going to want to say it, but I will. That's 49 cents when I'm done with my story. Before hearing this, I could have made a lot of money by investing in any other coin when I first got into the market in 2017. I did trust Ripple though. I believed in XRP, and now, let's say, 7 years later, we're ahead. That's not so good. I'm aware of it, but this bull run could be the start of something new. I really believe in it, and things will be at their best in a few months if we can fix this and make great progress. In the long run, XRP could break through its all-time high. They are a thing. You should get at least one of these if you're a collector, fanboy, expert, or just a Star Wars fan. You might even want to collect them all. We made a whitelist for the purchase and sold 40 units. There was no time to waste because the crowd got what they wanted so quickly. It was amazing how much they loved Star Wars. People will be able to get to the public on May 1st. It looks like the meals of this crypto cycle are just getting started. Millions of people could make money. That sounds like me, I hope. That sounds like you, I hope. Winners and losers are separated by their ability to control the market. He's 100% here. You can see the run-up, and the manipulation using the slight descent shows the inbounds. That makes sense. I understand going back down to zero to stop the manipulation before we start to pause and turn this thing around again. If they don't, I think these markets are being hacked. It's hard for me to find something bad about you, so I don't think there is a problem. People who aren't honest can't stay out of these markets because there isn't enough money in them. There are a lot of artists who are both very good and very bad. They try to get what they want by manipulating markets. But when banks and a large amount of money, about $5 to $7 trillion, depending on the amount, enter the market, everything changes. For any amount over $5 trillion, the trickery will stop, and less money will be in circulation. You know about these. Bitcoin and XRP. Ethereum put the value of its coin between 90 and 95. It's yours. Even 99% of the drops get there in the end. In the end, money does what Dr. Uber said it would do. This isn't just about Ethereum, it includes at least some of the hundreds of ICOs that Lubin oversaw at his coin factory. Oh, I see. He calls them utility token creation events, UTC, instead of iOS events, but let's just call them what they are. The Ethereum Foundation has agreed that Joe Lubin of Vitalik Buterin can pursue Ethereum. They are free to do what they want. They can try to change this, and you know they want to do that by suing the SEC first, which makes it look like they are the good guys. If you remember, Lubin was on stage from 2020 to 2021. And I would like to know more. He told me how proud he was of my work and praised SEC. I won't say how much he meant it, but you get the idea. It is well known that the SEC was actively studying and learning about the cryptocurrency markets at the same time that they sued Ripple and said that XRP was a security. He was happy with the work the SEC was doing, even though they still lost XRP because it wasn't safe. And they knew what they were doing and what they were looking at. Since then, things have changed. This was mostly because of the two people who were behind him. There are no longer any situations in which he could lend money to Clayton and Henman. Their views have changed since the new government took over. As a protection, they see Ethereum. Lubin is supporting cryptocurrency to save face, not because he knows the SEC is after him. He is going to court against the SEC to get money back. To this, the same person clapped his hands back in 2020 and 2021, thinking they were doing a great job and saying that XRP was a guarantee. They left him alone after going to the Ripple. That's pretty cool, isn't it? How fast do things change these days? Tony Pop, CEO of Obra, says that $50 trillion will flow into the cryptocurrency markets through Bitcoin. He gave him some. The first Bitcoin focus was allowed to open by the government. It offered loans and returns for Bitcoin and other coins. People in the foreign investment community will learn about native cryptocurrency products like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and more. Is that $2.5 trillion right now? I think that number will hit $50 trillion. You know that this will change over the next 10 years, if not before. You know, everything is so big. There are silly claims that $50 trillion will happen this year, but that's not what we're saying. Put on your brakes and go. Those are about $5, $7, $9, and $10 trillion. This is how much cryptocurrency is thought to be worth. It could hit a peak of $50 trillion in 2030 or 2035. I'm taking it into account. 10 years from now, in 2035, that would be 6 or even 10 years away. Remember that 10.5 years have gone by. Please don't criticize the message. I get it. 10 years, 30 trillion, or 50 trillion won't mean much to many of you who will be working for the next 30 to 35 years. If you could hold on to your coin for 10 years, it would be worth 10 trillion. We think that this market will be worth $50 trillion. Our wealth has grown a great deal. By our rules, Ethereum will be worth more than Bitcoin this summer. It will be interesting to see if the real Paul keeps making this bold prediction now that the SEC is taking a different method. You already know that the court case will be messy and take a long time to move forward. The process will take some time, and Ethereum's summer will be very dirty. I'll let people know in time if you ask. Tether has said bad things about Ripple's most recent stablecoin start. We hope that the new stablecoin works better for the Ripple team than the old ones have. T's comments will not only get old like milk, but they also show that he is anxious. Tether is afraid that Ripple stablecoin, which is their biggest competitor, might give them a hint. These people will already be moving on because they know that cryptocurrency won't last long. They just said today that they are putting $200 million into something they don't know about. Questionable company to set up computers. People's opinions are real and not made up. People, did you know that companies take risks on other companies out of fear? They are afraid that their competitors will do better than them and take money away from the things they are working on now. That's what we're seeing. So the only logical reason for our opinion is that the Tether is in danger from the Ripple stablecoin. Khan is most worried about the fact that no one really knows what's written on the buttons. They just print it whenever they want, and there is no set method for checking it. We can see how Ripple handles its info. Within the books, they closely follow the rules that have been set. Since I think they'll go above and beyond, I would definitely bet on it. I would bet on their stablecoin for sure. Right on time, Kemen. On July 13th, the court will rule on the SEC case. The swimming move from US codes to USDT or other accepted currencies will happen right after Ripple on April 4th. Ripple will release a stablecoin in USD on April 22nd. People are responding well to Ripple's fixes. In this way, we get both Ripple and the stablecoin. It looks like the SEC has responded to the move to throw out its new expert papers.